President Park Geun-hye is back to work with a bang after having a short summer break, replacing her chief of staff and a number of senior secretaries, in a move many are seeing as a way of her punishing her outgoing aides for failing to live up to standards.
The new faces also signal a fresh beginning for a leader looking to start anew in the latter half of the year. Our Han Da-eun tells us more.
The surprised reshuffle at the presidential office clearly shows President Park's unhappiness with her former aides. The outgoing senior secretaries failed not only to take full responsibility for a string of disgraceful scandals involving presidential officials, but also to produce tangible results from her key policies, which include the president's vision of a creative economy as well as employment and welfare reforms. More than 160 days have passed since President Park took office, but even guidelines, let alone achievements, have yet to be seen in those sectors. Against such a backdrop, political watchers say President Park is aiming to create a tense atmosphere within the top office to bring about more solid results.
The president carried out the reshuffle to give her policies a bigger push and to start anew from the later half of the year.
So what is it about the new faces the president likes so much? Her new chief of staff, Kim Gi-chun, a former prosecutor general and justice minister, is a longtime confidant of President Park. Kim was also a senior presidential secretary under late President Park Geun-hye, President Park Geun-hye's father. He was also one of the so-called 7-person group of senior political advisors who helped President Park through the December presidential election. But critics say 75-year-old Kim is too old and too old-fashioned for today's politics. The most surprising appointment was the new senior political affairs secretary Park Geun-hye, a career diplomat and former South Korean ambassador to the European Union. Pundits say the president is attempting to set a new role for the post by placing someone who can govern with a global level of political mind. The selection of the diplomat, however, is already being criticized due to his lack of domestic political experience. Han Da-eun, Arirang News.